Hey everyone, James here with Rokoko, and I'm back with another tutorial. This time we have one for our MotionBuilder users. I'm going to show you how to take studio recordings and apply them to your character inside of MotionBuilder. So let's get started. So we're going to go ahead and use our sample project animation, the stand-up animation, and we're ready to go ahead and export it. So in order to export this animation, we're going to click our export button here. It'll bring up our export options, and we're going to export it out as an FBX, and we have our character, which has a Mixamo rig, so our skeleton is going to stay as a Mixamo. And then once you're ready to export it, just hit the export button and it'll export to our folder. So now let's go ahead and jump over to MotionBuilder and I can show you how to apply it to our character. Alright, so here we are in MotionBuilder, and we want to go ahead and now just import our character first. So in order to do that, we can go up to File, Open, and we can go to right here, Man 2. This is the character we're going to go ahead and import, and click Open. You'll see the Open Options box, and you just want to go ahead and click Open. And you see here, this is the character that we're going to go ahead and use. And so what we want to do now is define the skeleton of our rig. So we want to basically be able to see the skeleton so that we can go ahead and define those joints. So the way that we're going to do that is actually we're going to hide this mesh. And so if we go down to our navigator under Scene, you'll see all of our meshes located here. So we'll go ahead and highlight everything except for the Mixamo rig hips, and then we'll go up to Display, and we'll go to Hide Selected. And so now all we see is the skeleton. And then we'll actually go ahead and rename our skeleton here because we're going to import our animation and it's going to be named the same. So so we're not confused. We're going to go ahead and rename this, and we'll just add character at the end of this. Alright, so now let's go ahead and define our skeleton, and in order to do that, you want to go ahead and click this button, Define Skeleton, and click the Define button again. And so you'll see this silhouette pop up, and we essentially want to assign each of our joints here within the silhouette. So we're going to start from the bottom, the left foot, and everything that you do on the left side is going to be mirrored on the right side, so you don't need to assign the joints for both sides, so it'll mirror each other, which is nice. So let's go ahead and start with the foot, and we'll actually start with just the left toe base. And so you'll notice that this is the left foot, and in order to get more into the joints of the left foot, we can click this arrow, and then you'll see these other joints. And so this is our left toe base. And now in order to assign it, since we have it selected here in our viewer, we can right click here and click Assign Selected Bone. And so that's assigned. And so we can go back by clicking this arrow, and then now we want to go ahead and assign the left foot. So we'll go ahead and highlight this, right click left foot, and Assign Selected Bone. And then we'll do the same thing for every joint on this side. So we'll do the left leg, right click Assign Bone, and then we'll do this one as well, left up leg, right click Assign Bone. So we'll go ahead and finish this. Alright, so now since the skeleton has been defined, the next thing that we want to do is create a control rig. And in order to do that, we just go ahead and click this button up here, click Create, and then you'll see there's control rig right here. And so we'll go ahead and click that, and then it'll ask you two things. First thing is whether it's biped or quadruped, and this is a biped, so we'll just click biped, and then it'll ask what type of control rig you want to create, an FK IK or IK only. And we'll just go ahead and click FK IK. And so now we can go ahead and import our animation. So let's go ahead and actually first let's bring our mesh back. So we'll go under Display, and then Show Selected, or I'm sorry, Show Unselected, and then now we have our mesh. And so now let's go ahead and import our animation, and we do that by clicking File, Motion File Import, and then we'll go ahead and import our animation, the stand-up Mixamo. Click Open, and then we'll go ahead and we won't change anything, click Import, and then now we have it imported. So let's go ahead and drag this out So you'll see it down here, it imported as the Mixamo Rig 1 hips. We'll select that, and then we can go ahead and drag it back. And so this is now, these are the joints for our animation. And you want to move it back because we'll be doing the same exact process of defining the skeleton. So let's go ahead now, since we can see all of the joints, let's switch our character back to none, and then you'll be able to see these options again. And then once you've done that, click on skeleton button and then define, and then we're going to do the same exact process that we just did. So let's go ahead and assign our bones. Alright, so now since we've gone ahead and defined our skeleton for our animation, we want to do the same thing and create a control rig by clicking this button, create control rig, and then again biped and FKIK. And so now that that has been created, the final steps is just to, let's go ahead and make sure under character 1, this is our animation. Under character 1, we want to change the source to none. And then you'll see the animation jump back to our character, and then we switch our character to just regular character, which is our imported character, and then we're going to change the source to character 1, which is our animation. So we're essentially changing the source of our imported character to the source of the animation. And so now when you go ahead and hit the play button, you should see the animation playing on your character. And so that right there is how you get animations from Studio, import them into MotionBuilder, and then apply them to your characters. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.